welcome to our segment of Mind Your Business. Mind Your Business is a place where we talk all about business and we talk about how Laredo is ticking its economy through different sectors of our business world. We talk a little bit about what we know, and we talk to people that could teach us a little bit more about the world of business here in Laredo. So we hope you'll enjoy as we continue to expand on the whole concept of Laredo's economy. And what better way to do that than to welcome two very special guests that know business better than anyone here in our town. Please welcome Monica Martinez, Director of Laredo Chamber of Commerce and incoming Chairwoman for the Board of Directors of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, Sandra Mendiola Alaniz. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And of course, the idea is to talk to you about what Laredo Chamber of Commerce does here in the community and what they've been doing for the past 109 years. So, Monica, can you share a little bit about that, the mission?
Sure. The Laredo Chamber of Commerce was founded in 1915, so we are not new. We've been in the community for a while. Our goal, of course, is to provide leadership by connecting businesses, connecting our members and the economy in Laredo. We also want to drive tourism and provide educational resources.
That's great. And you do that very well because I know there's a lot of committees involved in that. And I know a little bit about how we got started because I was also a member and I was chair at one point. Very happy to have served in that capacity. But Sandra, can you tell us a little bit more about how you got started and how you ended up here now as chairperson?
Well, it's an interesting story because I literally have been around the Chamber of Commerce since I was about 16. I hate to date myself, but you're talking about in the 80s. My father was a big proponent of business and thus the Chamber of Commerce, and he served on the executive committee for many years. And because of this, I was exposed to the Chamber at that age and was able to attend many functions at that time. And now, as the fifth chairwoman for the Chamber of Commerce in 109 years, it's exciting. It's an exciting time to serve in this capacity, and we have many great things in store this year.
So I know you're a realtor and you have your own company along with your husband, Hector Alaniz. What inspires and what motivates you to keep your business at the Chamber, and what are the benefits of that to you?
And I love that you asked that question because whenever someone's starting a business, obviously finances are tight and they don't want to perhaps invest in something they think that there's not going to be a benefit. But that is the furthest thing from my mind. When I opened RE/MAX, the first thing I told my husband, Hector, is that we need to become members of the Chamber of Commerce. It's critical that we become members of the Chamber because I know that networking advantages that you have if you're there, not only the networking, obviously the different components of it, the BDCP, which you can get certified in, human resources, in accounting, and in a small business, you don't have the wherewithal, you don't have the money to dedicate to having a human resources manager or perhaps a certified public accountant. So these different programs help you to put that in play.
Monica, how many people are involved in the Chamber and what's your membership like and how do people become members of the Chamber?
So right now we're hovering a little over 765 members within our community, which is wonderful. We're continuing to grow and we're forecasting a really successful year coming up. We have many benefits. As Sandra was mentioning, the Business Development Certification Program is something that we're really proud of. It is a 9 to 10 series modules that we host, and you will learn various things from business banking, business accounting, technology, marketing strategies, human resources, even leadership skills. Nobody teaches you how to run a business and nobody shows you how to be a leader within your business. So that's something that we're really proud to be able to offer our membership. Applying it's fairly simple. We have it on our website. If not, we're happy to also go to your business. We have a vibrant staff that is ready to help at all times. So basically, we're just a phone call away.
And I know you do miracles with the staff, and they're all wonderful people. They're all really go-getters, and you're so organized in that respect. And the time that I was there, I really depended a lot on the staff, and they're so knowledgeable. And I guess their longevity there at the Chamber also is very helpful. Yeah. And now you coming in, you definitely elevated that standard as well for them. So thank you for that. And with that said, you are considered a nonprofit 501c6.
Six.
Okay. So that means that it is a tax deductible organization.
Yes.
Right? And within certain limitations required by the government. So with that said, the business that joins the chamber will also benefit through other means. And you were talking a little bit about some other committees that are involved. What other
Correct.
committees can the people become involved in? Once they become members, they can also become involved.
Yeah, there are many opportunities to volunteer at the chamber. We have 19 working committees. It's hard to imagine how a staff of 6 is able to do that, and it's really because of our volunteers. We have a strong volunteer force. They are task forces that go out and help us fulfill many initiatives and programs that we have within the chamber. So as a 501c6, we are a business organization, same as any other trade organization or a group of professionals who come together to form a membership-based organization. But we also have a 501c3. I don't know if a lot of people understand or know that we have that available, but we have our Chamber Foundation, which is the 501c3 component of the chamber. So within both of those organizations, we strive to fulfill many goals, and it could be to evolve business and economy within the Laredo community and Webb County, but also educational initiatives, economic advantages and development that we push through the foundation.
That's wonderful. And with that said, your board is composed of 24 members? Is it 24?
34.
Okay, 34 members. And then, of course, the executive committee. Tell us a little bit about how someone becomes a board, because I know people think it's, well, I just want to be a board member, that's it. What does it take to be a board member? I imagine it starts with being a member
It
of the
starts,
chamber.
yep. You start by being a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and then you work your way up. Basically, we encourage volunteerism. We know that there is no way to know more about your community than to get involved. And that's what we do. That is what Sandra started doing at a very young age, and that's how she was able to work her way up into being our chairwoman of the Chamber of Commerce. So once you start getting involved, you find something that interests you. There's something in the chamber for everybody. It could be if you're involved or you have a particular interest in government affairs or legislative action, we have a committee for that. If you like to get people together because networking is important, we have an entertainment and hospitality committee for that. So that might be where you come in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, the party planning committee, we actually have one. But if instilling leadership qualities and civic responsibility into the youth is where you find your interest, then we have a youth leadership committee. Again, there's 19 of those committees that we have various opportunities to serve on.
And once again, as a nonprofit, like everything else, I've worked in a nonprofit world, and I know how challenging that can be. So I believe you have several events throughout the year. I know we just had Cola Blanca, which was a lot of fun, but I know it's a lot of work. We helped you out a little bit with that. But every event requires time, right?
Time and energy.
Yes. And money.
And money.
I was going to say, and money, most
And money.
importantly, yes.
So people can also help, even if they're not on the board. You want volunteerism as much as possible, right?
Absolutely.
And so as far as the volunteering is concerned, I know that you said there were about 19 committees within the organization. How do people find out about those committees? I know you have something of a newsletter. Is that what you provide?
We do. Every Friday, we have a newsletter that goes out to our membership. We also have a close partnership with KJNS, with Laredo Morning Times, with IBC, with all of our members who help us spread the word about all of our programs and initiatives within the chamber.
So we'll be right back with our next topic.
IBC Bank is inviting everyone to join us for a night of celebration and hope at the Give Cancer the Boo Gala, benefiting the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Mark your calendars for Thursday, September 26th at the beautiful Lago del Rio. Enjoy an unforgettable evening of music and dance. Remember, your donation will be matched dollar for dollar by IBC Bank. For ticket information, contact Gabriel Castillo at 956-726-6636 or email gabrielcastillo@ibc.com.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business. And joining us today, once again, is Monica Martinez and Sandra Mendiola Alanis, both intricate parts of Laredo Chamber of Commerce, and a very exciting year that we're expecting for the Chamber and Laredo as a whole. With that said, I know that we talk a lot about what's going on in the economy right now and on the border. We are very fortunate probably to live in a city that depends on Mexico. Our friends in Mexico are very important to us. Our business trade is very important to us, and I know you all keep tabs on all of that very carefully. But what do you feel we can do better as a city and as the business sector to boost the economy a little bit here?
So I think as a chamber, we also host various initiatives that are geared toward helping the small business. Of course, our membership is comprised of all sizes of business, but something simple that Laredoans can do is to support small business, especially on national holidays in which that is the initiative. For example, Small Business Saturday is coming up on November 30th. I believe it's the Saturday right after Thanksgiving. Simply by going and shopping local, that's something that will help boost our economy. We want money to stay within our economy. We want tourism dollars to come into Laredo as well. So that's also the initiative of our Cola Blanca hunting contest. So basically everything we do with a purpose in mind, and it is to help Laredo.
And I know we all depend a lot on social media for all kinds of promotion. And now that you mentioned small business, I know I really try not to buy everything on Amazon. But I know it's kind of difficult when you're scrolling, you find something cute or something fun or something practical. But how are you helping your businesses through your social media to promote them and to get the word out for them?
Simply by sharing their content. If that's something that we can do, then we're happy to do that. We will share content on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We also have a wonderful team of volunteers who will go out and take videos of your business and just shed a spotlight on your establishment and what you're doing out there.
And speaking of helping and covering all areas of business, how are we helping, of course, living on the border, our Hispanic community that maybe is not as fluent in English as we'd like it to be? Is there anything that you provide for people, Spanish-speaking people?
Yes, we're actually very excited to now have our pilot program of our BDCP in Espanol. We are very cognizant of the fact that our community is made up of all sorts of people who speak Spanish, English. We've actually had a large mixture of members who are asking for various resources, and we're happy to be the ones to provide that. So come January, our BDCP in Espanol is going to begin alongside our English version of the BDCP program.
So tell me a little bit about the program, because if I want to be a part of it and I'm yet not a member of the chamber, can I still go?
You can. It's going to be $500 if you're not a member, but it is absolutely free at no cost to our membership. That is one of our member benefits.
And may I add also, the person that's leading that committee is Claudia Ugarte, and she's a social media genius. Mm-hmm. And what she's doing is phenomenal in the Spanish market. So we're very excited because she's going to put together something not only kind of mirroring what we have already in the English segment, but expanding it as well for social media.
And, you know, that's so important right now that we include everyone, that we make ourselves as inclusive as possible in everything that we do. And with that said, I know that you cover all kinds of businesses. Tell us a little bit more about why a small business would benefit, because I know there's a lot of mom and pop places. And I know that when I started, I used to have a flower shop, and I made so many mistakes. Had I joined the chamber, I'm not saying this just because you all are here, but it would have been a different scenario had I joined the chamber and taken advantage of all the benefits, because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. So mom and pop, what would you do for it?
Well, for the mom and pop shop, it's important to be part of the Chamber of Commerce for various reasons. I mean, obviously, we're going to have the trainings that you need, but I think the most important component for a small business, as far as myself is concerned, having grown up, you know, my father was a small business owner, and then I myself am a small business owner. I think it's important not only because of the training, but for the networking, and for this very reason, the mentoring. it's hard when you're a small business owner to go out there and who do you meet? How would you speak to? Who do you bounce ideas off of? And in this community, you literally can go to a networking event. You're going to meet someone, perhaps not in your business, but with the same struggles that you have. So you're going to talk about, I have this issue with an employee. What would you do? So to me, that is probably the biggest component that's important for a small business owner, because not only can you trust them because they're there, they're also obviously very. They've put importance to their business. So you as well have that importance for your business. And then you can communicate and discuss these difficult topics that sometimes you have no one to talk to about,
And I know that you have some small businesses and some large businesses within the chamber. How long do you have? Let me ask you this, because we were trying to figure this out the other day. What members do you have that have been around the longest that you can remember right off? I know the data is very hard to pinpoint.
Well, we found that Monica was looking into that. We only have the records, I think, digital records back to 1987. So there's many large businesses and small businesses, Cajunus being one of them. And I'm sure they've been members since before 1987. But there's a few that I wrote down. Cajunez, Argindigi Oil, Neil Title, and then you see a lot of the small businesses, 3G Electric, they're still around, Bricks and Tile, they're still around, and then of course you have the big business, Killam, IBC, the previous PNC, you've got Falcon Bank, and they're all huge proponents and supporters of the bank, of the Chamber of Commerce.
And that's the one thing that speaking of networking, my benefit as a financial institution is the opportunity to network with small business. The big businesses, they all come to the bank, I think, pretty much for commercial purposes, loans, et cetera. But the small business, that's kind of our mantra, is to help little business become big business. And so for me, that's a very important aspect of the chamber. And we were just talking about having some sort of networking possibilities for your tenure, right, when you come in. And I think you're going to be doing more of that, right?
Yes, and that's what I absolutely love. A small business owner can converse with someone that comes from big business like yourself. And you have the expertise, you have the wherewithal, you have, just the experience. And so you come to me or to whoever, a small business owner, say, hey, this is what you should do. And I love that because it's a great collaboration of big and small business.
Yeah, that's true. And as far as you're concerned right now, planning for the future, I know that you've got some great ideas that are coming up. So I want you to think a little bit about that. I don't want to make you too nervous and hold you to them, because we're not going to write them down and say, you said you were going to do this. But when we come right back, we're going to talk a little bit about Sandra Mendiola's plans for the future and her year as chairperson. We'll be right back.
IBC Bank is inviting everyone to join us for a night of celebration and hope at the Give Cancer the Boo Gala, benefiting the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Mark your calendars for Thursday, September 26th at the beautiful Lago del Rio. Enjoy an unforgettable evening of music and dance. Remember, your donation will be matched dollar for dollar by IBC Bank. For ticket information, contact Gabriel Castillo at 956-726-6636 or email gabrielcastillo@ibc.com.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business, where we talk a little bit about business and a lot about Laredo. And today we have, once again, Monica Martinez and Sandra Mendiola from the Laredo Chamber of Commerce, sharing their information and information that you may want to know to become a member of the chamber as well. With that said, Sandra, we're all excited that you're coming in as chairwoman for 2024-2025. I know in a couple of weeks, we literally pass you the gavel, and that's where you take over as chair. So with that said, what do you have? And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you to it, but what are some of your plans for your year as chairperson?
Well, I don't want to say all my plans because I want it to be a surprise.
Okay.
However, one of the most important things to me is just to get back to business. Mind your business. Let's get back to business. I would love to start a grassroots campaign within our chamber to go back to our members These members, some of them have been around since 1987 and before that, obviously. So I'd like to find out, what do they need? What do they want? What can we change? How can we make things better? What can we eliminate? What is good for them? And not only the small businesses, but the big business. So I want to go back and have a conversation. I know that's going to be difficult because we have over 760 members, but that's why we have committees as well to do that. So that is my biggest initiative. Do that grassroots campaign, find out what the membership needs and wants. The second thing that I'd like to do is just increase our membership if we can. Obviously, the retention is very important, and that's where we're going to do the first part of it. But the second part is increase our membership because this is so vital to the community. And if you're a small business person, you're not a member yet, I highly encourage you to do so. Give me a call, give Monica a call at the chamber. We'll walk you through the process, but we just want to make you aware of what we have available here at the chamber. And then the third thing that's very near and dear to my heart, as you all know, is a small business person, but mostly a female business person. So we are going to hold several functions for women throughout the year, and it's going to be very exciting. It's all for inspiration and encouragement. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, and with that said, I think you're preparing also through all of these initiatives for the future.
Yes.
Because I think you realize that it's not just about the present, it's about the future, and you learn from the past. What we did right, what we can do better. And with that said, I know that the foundation plays a great role, the Chamber Foundation plays a great role in the future. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the foundation is doing and what you all are doing?
Absolutely. So our Chamber Foundation has many initiatives, but really the main goal is to provide educational resources and economic development, workforce solutions. That's the goal of the foundation. We actually have a separate board of directors that runs the foundation. It's a robust foundation, and it is growing faster than I think we anticipated it was going to grow. One of the programs within the foundation is our youth leadership program. Every year we service about 150 students from all school districts, private schools. We even have some homeschooled students who are part of that program. I don't think people realize how big and grand that program is. As a matter of fact, one of our pride and joy, and we're going to put her on the spot here, but Yaritza, Yaritza Mendoza is a product of Youth Leadership Laredo.
Hard worker.
And an extremely hard worker. She's the poster child of what we aspire to have all of these students grow up to be. So she was educated, came back, is now serving her community, working for KGNS, and that's our goal, is to create these strong citizens, not just leaders, but citizens who want to come back and serve the community.
And you know what, part of that program, I was floored when I went to the first Saturday session because, first of all, I saw the kids were up at 7:30 in the morning to be there for the session on a Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't remember getting up on a Saturday that early when I was in high school. But these kids get up that early. Their parents are there with them because some of them, it starts with middle school.
8th grade.
Yes.
It's a 5-year commitment.
5-year commitment. So these kids have signed off on, and their parents have signed off on 5 years to be going on Saturdays to attend different classes.
Yes.
And then aside from all that, that you have all these volunteers teaching them different aspects of business and basically the world, because I know it covers several topics. So you're teaching them a lot of different important matters, right? That are going to mold them for the future. And with all that said, I know that you also have some challenges with that because you have to get them there. They have to find transportation from either South Laredo or North Laredo, depending on where your meetings are taking place. How can people help you with funding that? Because that is a 501c3 foundation organization.
As a matter of fact, both of our organizations, whether it's the regular chamber or the Chamber Foundation, we are privately funded. We are not a department of the city of Laredo. We are completely operational because of the support we have from our members and our stakeholders that help us be successful. So both budgets are comprised of fundraising dollars and membership dues that come from our members. So it's just a lot of people who believe in us and believe in our mission. So if there is anyone who is particularly interested in helping, whether it's the youth leadership program or even our adult leadership program. That's something else that we're also very proud of. It has been renamed to Elevate Laredo. And this year, we're going to graduate about 19 business professionals within our community. Graduation is in a few weeks, actually. So, again, that program covers education, communications, leadership, civic responsibility. All of those topics we also cover with the students. So both programs from childhood all the way through adulthood is creating a wholesome individual with leadership skills within the community. So any of those initiatives can be supported by participating in our fundraisers or even giving a donation to our 501c3.
And as a business, I know that we look for that type of giving. We want to help the future. We want to help enhance the quality of life for the present. And I think that's what people can do. So I imagine that through Elevate Laredo or through the youth leadership program, you seek sponsors
We do.
that can pay for something. Nothing is free in this world. So I'm sure you have to pay for food, you have to pay for setups, you have to pay for sometimes venues, right, to have the events. So all of these things come into play. And I've seen your budget, and I don't know how you do it. You stretch those dollars really well. But I know it's a continuing challenge. And I think post-COVID, everyone's asking for money, right? So we have to kind of think creative and think outside the box. But I think I would venture to say, I'm speaking for you, but you would invite our audience to be a part of this and sponsor if they wish to sponsor or learn more about it by calling you.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of dollars. It can be $90. To sponsor one student for Youth Leadership Laredo, it's $90 for the whole year.
Wow.
That
For the
is
whole year?
for the whole year.
Wow.
Yes, and again, we're fortunate to have funding. PNC Foundation gave us a grant this year for Youth Leadership Laredo, but there are many other institutions. IBC, for example, is now making BDCP in Espanol happen, so we're grateful for that. Falcon Bank helps with the BDCP in Inglés, or in English, that program. So again, it's a support of all of our members that really make all these programs a success.
Great. And this is the type of thing that we want to see and continue seeing, is bringing everyone together. We might be competitors, right? But we are a community. We are one community. And there's power in numbers.
Yes.
And when we are powerfully working together, Washington, the state of Texas, everyone else pays attention to us. And that's what we want. And I think that's what you all are doing. You're doing a great job with that. I wish you so much luck. And I thank you for being here today.
Thank you
really
for
made,
having us.
My day by being here and made my show by being here.
Thank you.
So we appreciate that. And if anyone wants to become a member, they can call where?
The Laredo Chamber of Commerce at 722-9895.
Okay. So be sure and call if you want to be a part of the chamber. If you want to be a sponsor for any of their projects, let them know. With that said, I bid everyone farewell, and I thank our guests for being here today, and thank you for being part of Mind Your Business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.